In the Irish capital Dublin, 10 cities set up by migrants lacking temporary protected status have been repeatedly cleared. The situation has been aggravated by Ireland's housing crisis and anti-migrant laws in the UK. The centre of Dublin glitters with architectural showpiece, the Office of Global Corporations, but increasingly tents have been set up at the base of the glass facades, some of these belonging to people excluded from housing, a scarcity across Ireland and simply not affordable for many people in the booming capital. The housing crisis is the dominant topic in the island these days. When he took office as Taoiseach, or Ireland's head of government, in April, Simon Harris promised to provide 250,000 new homes by the end of the decade. So this is to show that this housing crisis in Ireland is a well-known fact, and it is an issue that has been lingering for a long time now. And their minister even promised them when they took office that by the end of a decade that they are going to provide them with 250,000 homes. That's a lot. But the issue now, a decade is 10 years. The issue now is, have they even started the plan to be able to, that people will see at least that their government is doing something to deliver on the promise they told them in 10 years? Because providing 250,000 new homes is going to go a long way in solving, if not totally, at least to some extent, the housing crisis that has been in Ireland for some time now. And bear in mind, it's not only Ireland that is having housing crisis. Portugal is having housing crisis. UK is having housing crisis. Many countries in the West here are seriously having housing crisis. That is just a fact. Yes, it's only the country that's its own housing crisis is on the news that you know that they're having housing crisis. Many countries in this West, some you can't even imagine that they're having housing crisis. It's only when you talk to people living there that you will know. For months, some demonstrations in historically open-hearted Ireland have been chanted slogans such as "Ireland is full." At the end of 2023, there was rioting in Dublin. In several parts of the country, there have even been an arson attacks on buildings that were due to be converted into refugee shelters. According to a recent poll carried out for the Irish Times, 63% of the population now wants a stricter immigration policy. In 2023, about 12,300 asylum applications were lodged in Ireland. Since then, however, the numbers have soared. The Irish Times cited an opposition politician who had said the government was expecting more than 20,000 applications in 2024. So apparently, Ireland is just a small island with 5 million people. And out of that 5 million people, 14,000 Irish people are having accommodation issues. And as you can see, in 2023, they had 12,300 asylum applications. And in 2024, is even about to go to 20,000 asylum applications. So it's not surprising. It's a small country, it's an island, and they are the only people that did not colonize any people, and rather they were colonized. And when they see people coming in their numbers like this, some of them will think that history is about to repeat itself. Yes, in as much as some of their citizens are wanting stricter immigration laws, they should equally know that for the government can implement this law if their government see need for it. But their government have to accommodate anybody that is coming to their country until they can prove if that person coming into their country to seek asylum, if that person is permitted to remain in their country or leave or be deported back to the country where the person is coming from. Because these are things that governments are supposed to be educating their citizens for. Some of the citizens of these Western countries don't know that there is an international law that when somebody is seeking asylum in your country, in the meantime, you are supposed to accommodate them, provide for them until you can prove, based on their asylum case, if they are permitted to remain in your country, leave voluntarily, or be deported back to the country where they are coming from. So These governments in the West should do well to be educating their citizens on these issues because it's very, very important. Their government should equally do well to educate them that due to their aging population, due to the shortages in their working places, they will equally be needing foreign skilled workers or migrant skilled workers. So in as much as their people are calling for stricter immigration laws, they should equally bear in mind that they shouldn't close the visa route for the skilled workers or migrant workers that will come in and contribute to their economy, because at the end of the day, they still need these skilled or migrant workers to fill in some labor shortages in their country. Even in Europe here, it is said that in the next 30 years, 50% of the working spaces will be vacant. So at the end of the day, what does it tell you? It tells you that Europe cannot do without allowing migrants to come in, but skilled migrants or skilled workers. Yes, because if not, if in 30 years, these 50% workspaces are to be vacant, is going to affect their economy seriously. Is going to affect most of these companies that if they cannot, based on the immigration law, get skilled workers to come in, some of these companies in the future might even be forced to be closed or go bankrupt or merge with other companies. That is just the truth.